Hello students, welcome to English class. Today we'll begin with the new book of your English syllabus. It's a play written by William Shakespeare. Yes, it's the story is the play The Merchant of Venice. Now, about the author. Shakespeare was born on April 1564 at Stratford upon Avon, in United Kingdom, and he died on 23rd of April 1616. His wife's name was Annie Hathaway, and he was buried or his resting place was Church of Holy Trinity at Stratford upon Avon. And his important works includes Othello, 10 Things I Hate About You, Romeo and Juliet, and many more. Now, to speak about the plot of the play, we have got mainly two plots, that is, Venice and Belmont. There are two main plots in this play, that is, Venice and Belmont. Now, about Venice and some of the important characters found at Venice. Important characters includes Shylock, a Jewish moneylender, Antonio, the merchant, Bassanio, a gentleman of Venice, Jessica, daughter of Shylock, Gratiano, Lorenzo, Celarino, and Celanio. Venice is certainly a reality that exists on the world map, and Venetians are portrayed like contemporary Elizabethans. Adventurous merchants like Antonio were highly honored in the Elizabethan age. And Celanio, and Gratiano are the kinsmen or the angerons of the rich merchant Antonio. Now about Bassanio. Bassanio represents a young spendthrift who leads a very lavish life at the cost of his best friend Antonio. Now about Shylock. Shylock is a traditional figure of the Jewish moneylender. He is not merely a Jew, but a Jew who lives in the midst of Christians and is oppressed and hated by them. And Jessica is the daughter of Shylock. Now about Lorenzo. Lorenzo is also the friend of Antonio. Apart from that, he later becomes the lover of Shylock's daughter Jessica. Now, about the second setting of the play, that is Belmont. Important characters found at Belmont are Portia, the rich heiress of Belmont, and Nerissa, the maid servant of Portia. Belmont, which literally means the hill beautiful, is a poetic and romantic world. A world of love, friendship, music, and song is found here. Here, the scenes are mainly set in the moonlit gardens. Portia is richly left to be wooed and wedded through the lottery of caskets. And it is over here the lovers unite and the play ends happily. Now, about the type of play. You might have heard of Shakespearean comedies, tragedies, romantic comedies, and so, right? So, to what category does The Merchant of Venice belongs to? Actually, Merchant of Venice belongs to the genre of romantic comedies. Why we call it as romantic comedies is because lovers overcome conflicts and we find them uniting in the end. Moreover, this play focuses on number of ordinary man's problem. And also, in the end, all the characters except a cruel Shylock meets a very happy ending. So these reasons are quite enough to bring it under the category of romantic comedies. So now let's begin with Act 1, Scene 1. This scene happens at Venice, a street. And the main characters whom you can find in this scene are Antonio, Celarino, Celanio, and later you can also find the entry of Bassanio, Gratiano, and Lorenzo. So, when the scene begins, the main person found in the first scene is Antonio, who is said to be the hero of the play. So let's start with the scene. Antonio. In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. It wearies me, you say it wearies you. But how I caught it, found it, or came by it, what stuff it is made of, whereof it is born, I am to learn. And such a want with sadness makes of me that I have much ado to know myself. Dear students, before I start giving you the meaning of each and every word, let me give you an introduction about the context of this play. That is, the character introduced in the scene is Antonio. To speak about Antonio, Antonio is picturized or presented as a melancholic person. You know what's meant by melancholic? Melancholic means a person who's always in a sad mood. That is, with or without reason, or with no reason also, Antonio can become sad. That is what Antonio is. So when the play begins, we find Antonio in one such mood. And what Antonio says about a situation is that I don't know why I am so sad. I don't know from where I caught the sadness, how it came to me, how or what it is made up of, or what is the reason for my sadness. I don't know anything related to it. And this sadness is making me difficult to know about myself. Now, line wise explanation. In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. So, this dialogue is spoken by Antonio. In sooth, you can write the meaning truly speaking. In sooth means truly speaking. I know not why I am so sad. You know the context. When the play begins, Antonio is in a melancholic or in a sad mood, right? So, Antonio is chilling. To tell you truly speaking, I don't know why I am so sad. It wearies me. It here stands for sadness. Wearies, meaning tired. That is, the sadness is making me feel tired. Sadness is making me feel tired. You say it wearies you. You here stands for Celarino, Celanio, and so. That is the onlookers or the hanger-ons of Antonio, the friends of Antonio, says that the tired mood of Antonio depresses or make them also feel tired. So once more meaning, truly speaking, I don't know why I am so sad. But I know only one thing, this sadness is making me feel tired. And onlookers are also saying that finding Antonio in a sad mood, we feel tired. So, next part. But how I caught it, found it, or came by it, what stuff it is made of, whereof it is born, I am to learn. And such a one with sadness makes of me that I have much ado to know myself. So he's chilling. But how I caught it, how I caught it, here it stands for sadness. How I acquired sadness. How I have acquired the sadness? Found it. Found it also have got the same meaning. How I have acquired it or how I got of the sadness or came by it. That also has got the same meaning. That is how I am acquired the sadness. What stuff it is made up of. What is the reason or how the sadness came into me? What is the reason for this sadness? What stuff it is made up of means for what reason I am sad. Whereof it is born, meaning from where did I acquire it? From where did I acquire it? I am to learn. I don't know really, or I am yet to discover how I have caught the sadness, what it is made up of, and because of what reason the sadness originated, I don't know. I am yet to learn about it. And such a one with sadness makes of me that I have much ado to know myself. And such a want wit sadness makes of me. You can write the meaning of want wit. Want wit means absent-minded person. That is, the sadness is making me such an absent-minded person. Such a want wit. Want wit means the person who is in need of wit or who is in need of intelligence. That is, I am made such an absent-minded person because of the sadness that I have much ado to know myself. As a result, I have much ado to know myself. I fail to know who I am. I have much ado to know myself means I have much trouble. Ado means trouble. I have much trouble in knowing myself. So, students, let's see what Salarino says about it. You know who Salarino, Salanio and so no? Salarino, Salanio all are the friends of Antonio. So what Salarino says is, your mind is tossing on the ocean, there where your argosies with portly sail, like seigneurs and rich burghers on the flood, or as it were the peasants of the sea, do overpeer the petty traffickers, that curtsy to them, do them reverence, and they fly by them with their woven wings. So Salarino is telling, what Antonio is saying is that I don't know how I have acquired this sadness. Isn't it? Antonio is telling, I don't know why I am sad, how I have acquired it. As a result, I feel that I have become a dull person. So hearing this, Salarino is telling, dear Antonio, the reason for your sadness is because your mind is tossing on the ocean. That is, first I'll give a summary about that dialogue. What Salarino says is that Antonio, being a rich merchant, his mind is tossing, or his mind is totally involved in his thoughts about the rich argosies or the rich sails which he has sent through the sea. His ships with its rich argosies are such a great one that when other ships find the Antonio's ship passing through that way, they move aside and thereby provide way for Antonio's ship to pass by. So what does it indicate? Antonio is a rich man who sells rich items. So if such rich item which is sent through the sea becomes damaged because of the action of sea, it is quite enough for you to become sad, isn't it? So Salarino is telling to Antonio, maybe you are sad by thinking about the rich items which you have sent through the ships or the rich items which are now in the sea. So now, line-wise explanation. Your mind is tossing on the ocean, meaning your mind is at the sea. Your thoughts are at the sea. There where your argosies with portly sail, where your ships are with all the rich items. Argosies means big ships. Your mind is at the sea, where your ships are with portly sail. Portly sail means rich items. Like seigneurs and rich burghers on the flood. So here we find Salarino comparing the ships of Antonio with various other items. First comparison of Antonio's ship is done with the seigneurs and rich burghers on the flood. Seigneurs meaning great lords. Great lords. L-O-R-D-S, lords. Rich burghers meaning wealthy citizens. So Salarino says that the presence of Antonio's ship in the sea is just like the great lords and wealthy citizens moving in the flood. Or as it were pageant of the sea. Or it could be compared with a great procession moving in the sea. Such a rich ship Antonio has got. So Antonio's argosies moving in the sea with all the rich item is just like a procession moving in the sea. What will you do when you find procession moving ahead? We will stand aside, give way for the procession to go, and we will be watching it eagerly, right? Similarly, when Antonio's ship on the sea, it is just like procession moving in the sea. Do overpeer the petty traffickers. This Antonio's ship moving in the sea overpeers, that is, when Antonio's ships come, all other small ships. Petty traffickers means small ships. It is capable of overpeering. It is capable of making the small ships move aside. Antonio's ship in the sea is just like a great procession, which is capable of making the petty traffickers or the small ships to move aside or to rule over the small ships. And why do these small ships move aside? That courtesy to them. It is to show their respect to the big ship of Antonio. That courtesy to them, that is, small ships move aside in order to courtesy to them. That is to show respect to the big ship of Antonio. Do them reverence. By doing so, by moving aside, the small ships are showing their respect or their reverence to the big ship of Antonio. As they fly by them with their woven wings, meaning, and then Antonio's ship will be flying by them, meaning moving fast with their decorated canvas sails. Woven wings means decorated canvas sails. So, dear students, we have seen what Cesario says about the reason for Antonio's sadness. Now, we find Celanio speaking. You know who Celanio is? He is yet another friend of Antonio. So here we find Celanio supporting the statement of Celario. Celanio is telling, "Believe me, sir, had I such ventured forth, the better part of my affection would be with my hopes abroad. I should be still plucking the grass to know where sits the wind, peering in maps for ports and piers and roads, and every object that might make me fear misfortune to my venture out of doubt would make me sad." So now, summary of Celanio's speech. What Celanio says is that there is enough reason for why Antonio is sad, because Antonio's ships are in the sea. A person whose rich ships are at the sea, till it reaches the shore, the entire thought of the person will be about the argosy in the sea. Then such a person could be found checking for the direction of wind, will be checking or will be studying the maps to know which will be the harbors or other shores available for the ships to pause if they possess a danger. So all these thoughts are quite enough for the person to make him feel sad. Now, line-wise explanation. Believe me, sir, had I such venture forth. Believe me, sir, that is Antonio, please believe me. I know the reason why you are sad. Had I such venture forth, meaning if I had such financial operation, if I had such business operation, if I had such venture forth, if I had such business operation, the better part of my affection, the better part of my thoughts or my entire thoughts, the greater part of my thoughts would be with my hopes abroad. It will be related to my hopes. Hopes here means ships abroad, which are on the sea. So Celanio is telling, if such a condition happens to him, he will be plucking the grass to know where sits the wind. He will be plucking the grass. He will be plucking the grass, meaning holding up a blade of grass. That is, he will be holding the blade of grass in hand in order to know to which direction the wind is blowing. That is, the direction to which the grass slants in accordance with the wind will be the direction which the wind blows. Plucking the grass to know where sits the wind, peering in maps for ports, the piers and the roads. And the second action which Celanio will do if he has got such a rich ship on the sea is that he will be peering in the map for ports. Peering means he will be looking carefully in the map to find out the ports. And piers. Piers means harbors. And roads. Roads means the channels possible in the sea. Water channels. So what are the actions that he will do? First action is will be plucking the grass to know the direction of wind. Second action is will be looking in the map to find out the ports, channels and the piers and the harbors available for the ship to land. And every object that might make me fear misfortune to my venture, out of doubt, would make me sad. And he's telling, so every object, whatever object is there that might make me fear, that makes me feel afraid, misfortune to my venture, that makes me feel afraid that it is capable of causing misfortune. Misfortune means danger to my venture, to my ships or to my business items. So whatever item is there in the sea which will make me feel is capable of causing misfortune or danger to my ship, out of doubt means no doubt, would make me sad, will make me feel sad. So next we have Salarino's dialogue. Salarino. My wind, cooling my broth, would blow me to an ache when I thought what harm a wind too great at sea might do. I should not see the sandy Haglas run, but I should think of shallows and flats, and see my wealthy Andrew dogged in sand, wailing a high top lower than a ribs to kiss a burial. Here we find Celarino supporting the statement of Celanio. What Celanio said is that if you are a rich merchant with number of rich argosies in the sea, that is quite enough for you to become sad, thinking about the argosies which are open to all the dangers in the sea. Here how Celarino supports us by saying that my wind cooling my broth would blow me to an ache when I thought what harm a wind too great at sea might do. So he is telling, even my condition would be the same. If I have argosy in the sea, whatever action I do from home, all these actions would remind me of the rich argosies in the sea. So what are the argosy? What are the actions that reminds him or that makes him sad thinking about the rich argosies in the sea? Let's see it now. So the first action at home which reminds Celarino of the rich argosies at the sea and makes him feel sad is while he is having his broth. My wind, cooling my broth. That is when I am blowing upon my soup in order to make it cool. We usually blow upon a soup in order to make it cool, right? So whenever I blow into my soup, upon my soup, in order to make it cool, my wind cooling my broth, meaning the wind which is used for cooling my soup, would blow me to an ache. It will blow me to an ache. Would blow me to an ache means will make me shiver. When I thought what harm a wind too great at sea might do. Because the wind which is used for cooling my broth will remind me of the big wind or the great wind or the strong wind which is capable of damaging my argosy in the sea. Would blow me to an ache, meaning will make me shiver. When I think, what harm a wind too great. When I think about what harm a strong wind at the sea can do to my argosies.